dive into 7 Facebook ad tips. Wrote an article a little while ago and want to chat about that article. And so I'm going to take a sip of this coffee, and then we're going to get this show on the road. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're staying safe out there. If you have any questions, throw them in the comment section below. Happy to answer them. Any questions around Facebook ads today? That's what we're focused on. Something that our team really focuses on, and something I want to provide massive value. So whether you want to do this yourself, whether you want to kind of dabble with Facebook lead generation, I want to try to provide some value today. So I hope you're doing well. So let's hit the ground running today. Wrote an article. I'm going to post the article in the comment section below afterwards, so you have access to that. So here we go. So tip number 1, lead generation ads. If you're in a lead generation business, highly recommend setting up a lead generation campaign using a tool that we call Zapier to actually send the leads as quickly as possible from your Facebook lead generation ad directly to your cell phone, directly to your email, so that you have the ability to follow up with the lead ASAP. You know, something we say to all of our clients, whenever you decide to work with us, we know based on science and based on CRM data that if you follow up with leads within 5 minutes, you increase your conversion rate by 100 times. So that is why we say follow up with them as quick as possible, number 1. And the second thing that we say with running Facebook ads is if you schedule 6 follow-ups over the course of 6 weeks, or just schedule 6 follow-ups over the course of even 3 months, you increase your contact rate by 70%. That's also a stat HubSpot put out. So biggest encouragement I would give you right out of the gate with Facebook lead generating ads is remember that Facebook is an auction. So how we look at whenever we're running Facebook ads, we always say, hey, run some Facebook lead generating ads. The reason that you're probably not attracting leads for your business is your objective might be off. So a lot of people say, hey, I want leads for my business, but then they run traffic ads. The issue with that is and the issue with the whole concept is when you drive people to a landing page, for example, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, such as not having a privacy policy on your website, such as not having disclaimers on your actual page. So if you can keep people on the platform, you have a better chance at actually getting somebody to give you their name, their email address, and their phone number. So the first tip is running lead generating ads. So when you're inside of Ads Manager, so if this is the first time, I would recommend doing a little bit of research around making sure that you actually know how to set up a Facebook ad. If you are boosting a post, please, for the love of God, stop doing that. You are wasting money. And we've said to multiple people, I've audited accounts across North America of realtors, of other physiotherapists, of people across multiple sectors that have just spent like $20,000, $50,000 on boosting posts. You're just throwing away money. So think about your objective. So Facebook at the end of the day is an auction. Tip number 1 is running lead generating ads. We do this because you can get leads for $1, $2, $3, $10 a lead if you set things up properly. So the biggest thing a month, they've landed 3 sales, and these sales are high ticket. And they originally were generating leads for about $20 to $25 a lead. We were able to drop the lead cost to less than $1, and their main offer is like their bottom, what they call bottom of funnel offer, is roughly sitting around $2 to $3 a lead. So they're generating leads that have an opportunity to convert at about $2 to $3 versus $20 to $25. So they have more at bats now. So now once they get that well-oiled machine working with their sales process, they have the ability to actually close more people because they have more at bats. So tip number 1, run lead generating ads. Tip number 2, conversion or reach ads. So generally what we say when we're setting up a campaign, there are 3 types of campaigns that we're seeing work right now really well in the online space. We generally use lead generating ads, that as one objective. So lead generation, conversion, meaning like what Facebook does is it optimizes for conversion to happen on a specific page, or reach ads. We find that as an agency, we book majority of our calls through reach ads, through what we call retargeting. But one of the biggest things I would say to you is just test things. But those are the 3 types of campaigns that we are seeing work the best for our clients and work actually for our agency. Generally, I hover between conversion and reach ads for retargeting. So if you really want to crush it with Facebook ads, you really want to map out the process specifically for how you want the actual lead to go through that journey. Again, if you're boosting posts, please, for the love of God, stop it. you are wasting money. And I've said this multiple times, but again, if you just do this on your own, run a lead generating ad or a conversion ad, learn what that is. And in the post, I'm going to post inside of there. I'm going to give you a little bit more information on what to do and what that means. But really, retargeting is a really big thing. When we're coming back to tip number one, when we're running a lead generating ad, in exchange for email address, phone number, ebooks, what's another one? Free training, a really, really hot offer of some sort, like $100 off an offer is working really well. Those are all things that are working really well. Again, I want this live today with Coffee with Cody to be super, super high value. So I'm going to post the Zapier is a program that we use, that we suggest all of our clients. Well, we have whenever client works with us, they don't need to get it because we have a pro account. But if you're just doing it yourself, you need a Zapier account. You need the software. The Zapier essentially takes the lead from Facebook and sends you a notification so that you can actually pick up the phone and call the lead ASAP, so that you increase your chances of conversion. Again, coming back to the 5 key core functions of growing a business: lead generation, lead nurture, conversion, delivery, retention, resell, upsell. Zapier is going to increase your chance at conversion because you're going to get to the lead quicker. So I'm going to say again, use Zapier. That's tip number 3. Tip number 4, email and text sequences. Making sure, and this is why you need Zapier, because what happens is when you have Zapier set up properly, you can actually send the lead directly from the platform into an email and a text autoresponder sequence. We call that nurture. The reason that we recommend this is because, again, the quicker that you get to the lead, the higher chance that you have for conversion. So if you've ever bought anything online, generally majority of businesses will do this. They'll send out an email and a text message saying, thank you for your purchase. Or if you have downloaded a lead magnet, oftentimes you'll get an email and a text message saying, thank you so much. If the business is really good, they will pick up the phone and they will call you. Because we know, based on science, based on CRM data, that you increase your conversion rate by doing that. So email and text sequences are something that you really need to look for. You need what they call a CRM, or a customer relationship management software, in order to do this. There's so many out there. For text sequences, we use a system called Twilio. Again, we're talking a lot of software here, talking a lot of integrations here, but this is everything that you need in order to run Facebook ads successfully. We'll give you an example of a text sequence that we send out. So whenever we work with realtors, one of the first questions that kind of comes in, the first text we like to send, because it works really well and it gets people to respond to the message, is like, hey, Rick, saw you requested X, Y, and Z, or whatever the offer may be. It could be a free download, a list of homes, whatever it is. Do you have time to chat today or tomorrow? There's a psychology between setting up a same day or next day appointment. So the goal is to get that same day, next day buyer's appointment. That's what we set up. We find is working super successful across multiple real estate agents, across multiple just sectors, other lead generation sectors as well. We do that. We find it super successful. So you need some sort of email and text autoresponder. Email is alive and well. It's not dead. For people that think that social media is the end all be all, social media is just a tool. It's an auction. We use Facebook and Instagram as a means to extract the data from the platform so that we can sell to them via retargeting, via email, via text, via chatbot, all of the above. All of those things are required in order to create a successful lead generation campaign and a lead nurture campaign. So tip number 4, like I mentioned, email and text. Love to keep moving, but I want to make sure if anyone has any questions, you can throw that. So just throw one in the comment if this is making sense. Tip number 5, when we're running top of funnel ads, or when we're like, what a top funnel ad is like the first ad you run in your sequence. We tend to use all placements. The reason that we do that is it drives the cost per lead down. We want to drive as much traffic as we possibly can, as many leads as we can through the top of funnel. And then we want to filter them out. Through email, through text, through retargeting, to get the people that are really, really serious. But what I always say to clients, and what I always encourage them, is like, when you get a lead, you get a name, an email address, and a phone number, you have them as a potential client until they decide to opt out. So just remember that. Remember that, sure, your ebook might not be working right now, but your ebook, and you might not be closing clients right in the 30 days, but in 6 months, you have 500 potential clients that could all decide to buy if you present them an offer through retargeting. So that's what we always say, all placements, try to drive as much traffic as you can. Obviously, we want to make sure that it's the right type of traffic, it's the right type of lead, and that's where targeting comes in. We want to make sure we're getting people that actually fit the target demographic that you're going after. But we want to drive as much traffic. You can't be focused on the 30-day metrics, is what we always say. Try to focus on 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. Again, come back to the 5 key core functions of growing a business: lead generation, lead nurture, conversion, delivery, retention, resell, upsell. If you can consistently fill your pipeline with leads and consistently being nurture them to the point of conversion, you have a successful pipeline that will lead people into eventually working with you. That's what my encouragement there is. Again, all placements, whenever you're running ads in the top of funnel, a lot of people just set up manual placements. Again, if you're just starting to run ads, try to keep it as simple as possible. Be focused on the objective, not on the bid. And if you don't know what that means, then just choose all placements. Tip number 6 is long form copy. We live by this, especially when we're retargeting, because a lot of people think that you just have to run the ad or just the video. The Facebook is beautiful. And the reason I love Facebook as a platform is I have the ability to tell a story. So if I'm trying to sell a high ticket item, I have the ability to write a long form copy, similar to the copy that I'm going to put in the comments section below. I have the ability to tell a story that can actually, really entice a person to take an action that I want them to take through that story. We know that stories sell. So the more that you can really focus on the end consumer, if you're selling a high ticket product, them of their problem, what's the fear that they're facing, their deepest, darkest pains, what is the cause, and then what's the offer? That's generally the structure that we follow when we're writing copy. And if you struggle with writing long form copy, I recommend reading a book called Breakthrough Advertising. It's by Eugene Schwartz. It's freaking amazing. And the other one that I read recently was Copywriting Secrets. Those are 2 really, really good books. Obviously, David Ogilvy is the king of copywriting. Read any book by him on copywriting. But again, try to identify how you can become a better copywriter. Again, this is a skill that I've been learning over the last couple of years, still trying to master this craft, still trying to learn how to do it. But if you can really find a way to really write words and get the end consumer to really believe what you're saying, but really buy into essentially your story to get them to do the result you want, that's the most powerful tool that you can have in your arsenal. And if you don't know how to do that, you need to hire a copywriter, hire somebody that is good at telling your story through words. So tip number 6, long form copy. I'm at 15 minutes. I hope that that makes sense. Throw a 5 in the comment section below if that makes sense. Long form copy. Okay, dynamic creative is the last thing that I want to say when it comes to running Facebook ads. The beautiful thing about dynamic creative is dynamic creative has the ability for you to really test. So whenever we're running ads, we always say that there are things that go into actually creating a good Facebook lead generating campaign. It's the copy, the creative, the audience you're targeting, and the message. So if you can really identify and really understand what your message is, what your creative is, what your headlines and your copy, if you can put this all together and then really just feed it out to the world, and let the market decide, because we ultimately say the market is the market is the market. Me and Neil talk about this all the time. Ultimately, you just need to throw it out into the world and see whether or not the end consumer really likes what you have to say. Because you might think your offer is freaking amazing and is the end all be all, but if the market's not responding to your offer sucks. So again, you really need to sit back and think about, who am I targeting? What's my offer? What's my creative? And then it's a mixture of everything. So what we always say when we're starting and what we call top of funnel is we are always testing the buttons, the headlines, the images, the copy, the messaging, all of the above. That all goes into what dynamic creative does. Is allows us to run, 4 different headlines, maybe 2 different body copies, 5 different photos, and then it feeds it out to your end consumer and your targeting. And it allows you to see what is the copy that's working. And it allows you to remove that. What dynamic creative does is it allows you to remove the things that aren't working. So that's the beautiful thing about dynamic creative, so that you can spend money on the things that are working and begin to remove the things that aren't working. So that's the advantage of dynamic creative. That's what we always say. Dynamic creative is something super, super important. We always run that in the top of funnel whenever we're running lead generating ads, because it allows us to really identify what is working, what's not working. You cannot assume what will work and what won't work. Again, there's a little bit of assuming you have to do it, like, will this work? But let the data speak for itself. So that's the biggest thing we say. We implement a system we call rapid fire testing. And again, that's what we did with the shopping food company that I mentioned earlier, where we were able to drop their cost per lead that they were spending 20 to 25. So many leads coming through their pipeline right now that would have cost them close to $8,000 in ad spend. I think we spend less than $1,000 in ad spend. So we've cut their ad spend costs by 1/8, which is crazy when you think about it, and got them more sales and more leads. But again, that goes through testing and really vigorous understanding. Facebook ads is an auction. It's like you're in there every day seeing, again, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And we have to essentially work these things until we get the end of the result we're looking for. So those are my really 7 tips. So hope you found this super useful. Thank you again for tuning in with Coffee with Cody. We had some good people on the live today, so I hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to post the long form copy of this specific, live today. If you are a business owner, an entrepreneur that is looking to grow and scale your business in the online space, I would love the opportunity to book a call with you. I'll throw in the comment section below to book a call with me. It's just book a call with our business developer, Janish. It's literally just studioptbo.com/book-now. So let me actually grab that here for you in case anyone that's listening to the live wants to learn more, wants to book a lead gen scale call. Essentially what we'll do is we'll go through what you're currently doing now, how you're generating leads for your business, and how we can get you to really where you really want to go. So how you can attract leads, how we can get you to help you nurture them to get you to the point of conversion so that you can actually increase your sales, increase your revenue. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for tuning into the live today. Thank you for tuning into the Coffee with Cody. We have a Studio PTBO podcast coming up. We have Rob Wells on our show. So I'm going to be on live here shortly. He's a Canadian producer. So stay tuned for that. Really look forward to chatting with you soon. Hope you found a ton of value through this today, and we'll chat with you soon. Have a great day, guys.